Tony, who really took it to heart that this was first a home, began very methodically saying, the politics have to stay out until we develop the home. So we took our students, every year these students that are going to be house leaders go on a retreat. And Tony said at the retreat, we're leaving our home and we want to create familia. So the students took the notion familia, familia, familia. And that first staff kicked off what you are calling a legacy. We didn't set out to create a legacy. We set out to create a home where everyone would be comfortable. And Tony stressed, in your home, sometimes you don't like your aunt, your uncle, your mother-in-law, your brother, your sister, but your familia. And there is respect. So we had a huge mixture. As the time went on, Tony and I really hoped we would get more freshmen who came from first in family to be in college, maybe a small community. Freshmen that we felt we could especially root. Because we started having students who were upperclassmen saying, I'm a senior and never before this year have I felt at home at Stanford. I would have left this place really hating it. But thanks to you, I'm really happy I went to Stanford. Because one of our students said, graduation is coming, my dad wants to make a birria. So they bought a live goat, and they made birria. And when the father came, I said, deme la cuenta, we'll pay for it. So I send it to Janet. She calls me, she goes, Cecilia, do I have this right? It's a live goat? Costs $50? I go, yep. She goes, I have to work on this one. She got us reimbursed, But I will be honest, when Condoleezza Rice and Gerhard Casper came, it was very clear. They didn't like the dorm situation. They didn't like ethnic dorms. Maybe they didn't even really like dorms. I think they began to see them as a waste of time, especially, I think both of them together, but Gerhard Casper had come from the University of Chicago and immediately said, they're having too much fun here and too much things happening. The students have to be more serious. They have to graduate maybe in 3 years. Never mind in Germany it takes 5 or 6, but here maybe 3 years, right? And so I began to see the chill. I began again to see ethnic programs be more and more under attack. And so I began talking about it, and then Condi Rice put an end to my misery. She just laid me off, saying that it was money. That, I will tell you, even though we're not talking about that, that for a long time did not make me want to come back to Stanford. Cannell Jackson, 6 months before he died, sent me a note saying, oh, Cecilia, I haven't heard from you in such a long time. He was a resident fellow at Branner. He said, I thought of you today because, we had another incident. This is 6 months before Cannell dies. One of our students, one of our women students, stopped a Latino student in the dorm and demanded to see his documents. And I thought, things have changed, but maybe they really haven't changed so much. So there were still, every generation brings its own stuff. But I do think it's important to have leaders in the administration that constantly stand up to the organization, constantly battle so that the door stays open.